If these people wasn't stupid, I'd be okay with the Presidential Museum. But they hate America. They hate America, they hate white people, and they are the primary reason that our country is divided the way it is.
Barack Obama's library was built in your neighborhood. He kicked you out, and now you're going to pay for it. We're talking about the south side of Chicago. Where's the money? Where's the wealth on the south side of Chicago? He threw y'all out and put this ugly building up, and he's going to make you pay for it.
Let me show you something that should outrage every single American, and it's this. These are pills that can end a pregnancy, and that's not Plan B. It's a chemical abortion pill. And today, they can be ordered online and delivered straight to your mailbox. No doctor's office, no clinic, just a few clicks, and abortion will show up at your front door. And while the abortion industry is making it easier than ever to end a life, Save the Storks is working to make it easier for women to choose life. They send medical mobile clinics into communities so women can see their baby, get real support, and know that they're not alone. But they need people like you to step up and help. Here's the truth. Women in your community, even women in your church, are ordering these pills online, and they need your help. So the question is, how will you respond? For just $10 a month, you can help Save the Storks reach women before the abortion pill arrives in their mailbox. Hope should arrive before an abortion pill does. So all you have to do is go to SaveTheStorks.org/Tatum right now and become a monthly supporter, because when abortions can be delivered overnight, it's time that we deliver hope even faster. Barack Obama's trash can presidential museum. Let me say this, man. If these people wasn't stupid, I'd be okay with the Presidential Museum. But they hate America. They hate America, they hate white people, and they are the primary reason that our country is divided the way it is. The man can't just open up a thing and they just be cool with everybody. They gotta make it about race and all this old crazy stuff. Listen to The View.
If you also look at the way that he has done this presidential center, it is in a historic neighborhood, Jackson Park, which is a neighborhood that needed to be developed. That's a neighborhood that has been underserved for so long. You think about it, it's going to be open daily, free of charge for children and adults. It's for everyone to enjoy. And then the centerpiece is this 225-foot tall tower. And this is what is on it. It says, "You are America. The single most powerful word in our democracy is the word we. We the people, we shall overcome. Yes, we can. Oh, what a glorious task we are given to continually try to improve this great nation of ours." That is the message of the library. We can. Yes, we can. We're coming together. He's setting the tone with his very presidential center, and that is why Trump will never be the president that he was, or quite frankly, the man that he is.
They can't get Trump's name out of their mouth bone. They always say people living rent-free. Trump living rent-free in your head. What does Trump got to do with this presidential center? Are you stupid enough to think Trump ain't gonna have one? Wait till Donald Trump is out of office. He's gonna have the biggest, most extravagant presidential center that you ever seen in your life, and his accomplishments are gonna be far-reaching beyond what Barack Obama could ever wish or think of. Quit playing with yourself. Barack Obama caused so much division in this country. Let me give y'all some facts surrounding this circumstance. Why she say, it's free to the public. These people paying for this with their tax dollars. Roll it.
For those of you who don't see an issue with what Barack Obama has done to the Woodlawn and surrounding communities with his presidential center, I want you to take a moment to imagine this. Imagine if Donald Trump put a tower right in that same location. Imagine if Donald Trump ignored the complaints of all of the citizens who lived around that center who said they were fearful of losing their property. Imagine if those same citizens started losing their properties because of extreme property tax increases to the tune of 700%. Imagine if you saw seniors being displaced from that very area, and Trump literally still said, it's fine, I'm opening up my center. And he said it was a success. Would you agree that it was a success? Or would you say he committed an atrocity against that community? If you cannot see the issue unless I put Trump in it, you are the problem. What Barack Obama has done to that area, the way that he denied them and ignored their complaints, is wrong. Those people they used every system and process to try to push back and fight back, and he denied them. The foundation denied them. And then the city even placated and basically kind of lied to the residents and said that they would work to avoid property tax increases, and nothing of that nature had occurred. The city actually increased property taxes all across the south and west side in conjunction with the already high increases that happened as a result of this center. So again, I ask you to imagine, how would you feel if that center was by Donald Trump and he put a tower, he took it in a park in Jackson Park, took a park, got rid of the park to put his tower there? How would you feel?
Let's go to D4. I want to play that clip.
Barack Obama's library was built in your neighborhood. He kicked you out, and now you're going to pay for it. So for all of the Barack Obama supporters, you know, the ones that said that Barack Obama did such a great job for Black people when he was president twice, he essentially ruined the country. But that's another video. So the Barack Obama library has been built. The budget for it was $850 million. Barack Obama and his foundation said, hey, we pledged $450. So they pledged that they would give $450 million to the $850 million project. They deposited to date $1 million. And not only that, the budget blew up and now it's over $1 billion project. The building has been built. It's ugly as hell. I'm going to put a picture in because it's disgusting looking. And the thing that is the kicker is he's going to make you guys pay that deficit. So not only did he say he was going to give $450 and only gave $1 million, they still blew the budget. So even if the Barack Obama Foundation gave the $450 million that they promised to give, they still blew the budget. So they're still going to make the taxpayers on the South Side pay for it. We're talking about the South Side of Chicago. Where's the money? Where's the wealth on the South Side of Chicago? He threw y'all out and put this ugly ass building up, and he's going to make you pay for it. So Christian Maxwell is the candidate for District 1 in Chicago. She won the primary against the incumbent, and she stood in front of a town hall meeting last week, I think it was, and she's promised to write a bill that will allow for, she's calling it Southside reparations for the Southsiders who were displaced by this building that went up that you're going to have to pay for. It's reparations for the people who were displaced, essentially kicked out. So when she becomes a congresswoman in District 1, she's going to pass this bill that the people that were thrown out of their own neighborhood to put up this ugly building, they're going to get money. Now, this is not reparations for all you guys who got your hands out thinking that you owe some shit because some slave was your ancestor, which is not true. It's not for y'all. It's for the Black people and whoever else, I guess, live in that neighborhood, which is primarily a Black community. It's for those people who Barack Obama kicked out so he can build his ugly ass concrete.
All right, let's get to the next clip. The contractor's not being paid. I want to get to that one. Roll the clip.
An ID to get in. But outside the gates, different scene. Apparently, Obama stiffed the Black subcontractors who built this stone slab.
Some of our contractors are already in bankruptcy. That's what they're saying, that if it wasn't the fact that they worked on this Obama project, they would not be under this type of problem, filing bankruptcy for protection.
The overall monies expended on this project have now reached nearly $4 million in the red.
In what sense is celebrating Juneteenth if our Black contractors are not getting their money?
Barry built a $1 billion vanity project, booked celebrities to serenade him, and didn't pay the Black construction workers. This isn't Donald Trump. This is Barack Hussein Obama who did that. Everything they've been yelling at Trump for, narcissism, hideous, egotistical architecture, being over budget. Barry's been doing it the whole time in Chicago. Trump's building big, beautiful things.
All right, let's get to the next clip.
There's a little bit of revisionist history. Yeah, he's incredibly eloquent. He's a very skilled orator. He's very articulate. I'll give him all of that. But he was also a very divisive figure.
How?
And
Yes.
Can I talk? Can I talk? Thank you.
This is a good one.
Look, we saw it was on full display. They open it up with perhaps the most performative woke thing you can do, a land acknowledgement. Really? You're going to say this is on stolen land? If you think it's on stolen land, then give it back.
This is all you. I mean, this is like Tan 2.0.
So look at the that's on the plantation in his mind. cannot understand how stupid it is to do a land acknowledgement when you're gonna bulldoze the land and put a property on it anyway. And then the land acknowledgement to what tribe? They didn't get a chance to do a speech. He ain't even put them in the lineup. The Choctaw, whatever Indian tribe that they acknowledge the land, that you gonna get them a dividend? Are they gonna get some revenue from tourism? Man, no. They ain't giving them, and y'all know they not. It's called stupid and woke. I'm gonna go and say, I just want to acknowledge that this is stolen land. All right, finish building all this stuff and $100 million properties on this land. The natives can't go there and do nothing. They don't even got a little shrine for them somewhere. Do they got a plaque? They ain't doing nothing for these people. It's all stupid and lies. All right, I don't want to go to Obama's speech, but I want to go to this one. D9, clip D9 is I want y'all to understand this. This is how black people get screwed all the time by these fake black people who don't care about the community. They never lived the black experience. They never lived in a black neighborhood. They just out here getting propped up by the white liberal to make y'all feel good. Because this is a real world example of the tale of two black men. One is a puppet. The other one lives in the community and works for the community. Roll the clip.
Right now, there are two centers being built in Chicago by two powerful black men. One of those black men is conservative, and the other one is a loud and proud Democrat. One of these centers was actually begged for by the community, and the other one was fought tooth and nail by that same community of black people and was not wanted. The first center I'm talking about is the Obama Center. That is by Barack Obama, obviously. The Barack Obama Presidential Center was actually fought by the residents of the Jackson Park area. They didn't want it. They fought to the end and were overpowered. The land, the parkland, was taken, and promises were made that were not kept. Barack Obama promised to fund an endowment to the tune of $470 million. To date, he has only given $1 million to the same people he promised that he would give $470 million to offset damage. The other center is by Pastor Corey Brooks. It's called the Robert McCormick Leadership and Opportunity Center. This center is actually honestly begged for by the community, and it did not steal any land from anyone. Pastor Corey Brooks actually took land that was previously utilized or being utilized by a vacant, abandoned building that prostitution and a variety of different crimes were being conducted out of. So this was land that was being underutilized and was an actual, just a sore, an eyesore for the overall community. The community itself is working on this center. He is empowering people all around one of the most notorious projects in Chicago to become a part of the story. He's not creating damage with his center. He's actually healing an entire community with his center. Let's talk about other key differences. So like Obama's center, he was supposed to put in $470 million to an endowment to offset damage to the community. The Barack Obama Center is also causing immense damage to the people who are long-term property owners in the south side of Chicago. So since that center has been declared, Southsiders have seen a dramatic increase in their property taxes.
So we kind of talked about this before. Maybe we should have used this clip instead of that first one, but anyway, y'all get the point. It's a mess. Now let me encapsulate this before we get to the next topic, and I think we'll be done here soon. This is the clip that tells you everything you need to know about Barack Obama and his trashy wife. Yes, roll it.
One word to describe your next chapter. One word.
Fun.
Me.
Hold on.
That's what you.
It's a whole bunch of one words that she should have used. One should have been teeth. How you that rich and your bottom rack look like you've been chewing glass all day? You should have said Michael. You should have said, there's a whole bunch of stuff you should have said. Stupid. I could go down the list of all the words that Michelle Obama could have said that was representative of who she is. And y'all can get mad at me all you want. I don't like this woman. When you got a woman this disrespectful to her husband, it tells you what kind of woman she is right off the bat. Ain't no way in the world me and my wife gonna be sitting somewhere and they go, what's next for you guys? And I'm gonna say something and she gonna be like, me. What you mean, me? Michelle, you wouldn't be nowhere if it wasn't for Barack Obama. And to be honest, he looked better than you do. If you want to keep it real, If he put a wig on, he look better than you. So it ain't on me. It should be we. It should be family. You should say something positive. But you know what? You can't fix stupid. You can't fix stupid. And I don't care what nobody say. Now, I don't know if she a man or not. I don't think she is. But I will say, y'all quit lying to this woman, act like she cute, though. Michelle Obama is not a good-looking woman. And it's okay to not be good-looking. Everybody can't be fine, like my wife. Everybody can't be fine like that. If you a good person, then be a good person. You can't not be fine and be mean. You got to pick one. If you fine, maybe you can have a little rough edges. But if you ain't fine, you can't also not be nice.